On average, a woman dies from pregnancy-related issues every 11 seconds. According to the WHO, many of these conditions are treatable, such as high blood pressure or heavy bleeding. And it's not just a problem in developing nations like those in sub-Saharan Africa and Southern Asia. Here in the United States, the CDC says black women are actually 3 times more likely to die from complications during pregnancy or childbirth than white women. The result, due in large part to what experts say is systemic racism and a glaring disparity in maternal health care. That bias even trickles down to medical textbooks and the underrepresentation of minorities. So when this powerful image of a black fetus in a black woman's womb appeared on social media in November, it went viral. Many people commenting it was the first time they had ever seen a medical illustration featuring a black body. Time now for the exchange and my conversation with the first-year Nigerian medical student who actually created that image you just saw on your screen. Earlier, I spoke with Chidiebere Ibe and began by asking him what he hoped to accomplish. So Chidiebere, what was your intention when you sat down for the first time, pulled out a pad, paper, a pen, and began depicting this particular image?
I realized that most drawings were all in white skin, and it's really caught my attention. And I felt that this was a purpose, this was something I could work towards addressing. And so therefore, from the very first start, I said, oh, I need to represent black people. I need to create artworks. I need to draw also to depict the black people. So the intention was to create proper representation of the people of color.
I mean, it's kind of shocking that, you know, these sorts of images are rare enough in 2022 that they actually end up going viral. Were you surprised by the world's response to this?
I was actually very surprised because I had done a couple of illustrations already, still on black skin, that wasn't viral. So I was surprised to the extent that this drawing would resonate with people. And I had to ask myself a couple of questions. Why was this drawing able to resonate with people? Because honestly, the intention wasn't to go viral. The purpose wasn't to be famous or to make my drawing go viral, but to represent the black people. So I had to ask myself, why was this drawing viral? And then I understood that it had to speak. It was speaking in the hearts of women, the heart of mothers who had gone through healthcare disparities and who had gone through a lot of racial disparities because they're simply black. And to my amazement, I was totally amazed at how far that drawing would have gone.
So for people who are not black, who are not minorities, how would you explain why equal representation in medical literature is so important?
It's actually very important because we are driving towards proper inclusion. We are driving towards creating a universal health coverage where everybody receives equitable healthcare, receive equal healthcare. And the question would be, if that's the goal, then what's the approach to achieving that? Because if the approach is not very, very inclusive, if there's no proper representation, then how then are we working towards achieving a universal health coverage where everybody receives equal healthcare attention? So basically, its goal also is to include other people, the Asian, the Hispanic. So because I'm a black person, I'm speaking up for the black people. And if I was Asian, I would speak up for the Asian. So its goal is not just to emphasize for black people, but for those people who are not highly represented, that there is a need to represent them. Because I realize that there are a lot of skin conditions that represent differently on an Asian skin or on an albino skin. And that's why representation, of course, really matters, because we need to accurately tell and show that everybody matters.
So what do you hope to be? I mean, I love that you said this is not just about depicting more black people, but about depicting all races equally. That's the sort of change that you're fighting for, and I love that. But what do you think should be or will be the long-term consequences of this? When you speak about black women, for example, black women in the United States, where I live, have much poorer maternal outcomes than white women. They are much more likely to die during childbirth than white women. And that goes for black women globally, not just in the United States. What do you think, what sort of differences do you think something as simple as, you know, more representation, equal representation in medical literature, in medical illustrations, what sort of impact do you think that can have?
going to have a great impact on that because I have come to realize that the foundation of disparity has been an implicit bias. So where Black people or people of color was not highly represented. And the impact it would have is that from the foundation, from the root, that Black people will be seen and will be heard. And because the whole concept that Black women are stronger at maternity, during maternity, and do not receive, and do not need healthcare attention, there's been a myth that has been passed on from generation to generation. And I'm looking towards saying that this drawing can give opportunity to Black people, to Black women, and to be able to receive equal healthcare attention. That's because when people see these pictures, it will be a norm, and their approach towards treating a Black woman would be different. And not just for those in maternity or for those in dermatology, because there are a lot of cases where Black patients were misdiagnosed because the doctor in quotes had no prior experience on how to diagnose skin condition on Black people. So the whole essence is that our healthcare outcome becomes better through representation.
All right, Chidiebere Ibe, thank you so much for being with us.